And it's truly heartbreaking to think about how residents and staff suffered at this facility. From the time we became aware of this, we made it a priority. We owed it to the families who lost loved ones and these veterans who served our country to get to the bottom of what happened. So in April, I opened an investigation to determine whether the steps and actions taken at the home amounted to violations of the law. I just spoke on a Zoom call with some family members who've been affected by this tragedy to express my sorrow and my condolences and to let them know about the criminal charges against 2 individuals that we are announcing today. These charges are the result of an extensive investigation by my office into what happened at the Holyoke Soldiers' Home. I want to begin by thanking Toby Unger, Chief of my Medicaid Fraud Division, and Kevin Lowndes, Managing Attorney in the Medicaid Fraud Division, for being here today and for their work in leading this case. I also want to thank Victim Witness Advocate Amber Anderson for her assistance and care with her team, with so many family members, and the rest of the Medicaid fraud team, investigators, and others who've worked so hard on this case. Today, I am announcing criminal charges against Superintendent Bennett Walsh and former Medical Director David Clinton. These charges stem from their alleged role in the deadly COVID-19 outbreak at the Holyoke Soldiers' Home. We believe this is the first criminal case in the country brought against those involved in nursing homes during the COVID-19 pandemic. We are alleging that Walsh and Clinton were ultimately responsible for a decision on March 27th that led to tragic and deadly results. The decision to consolidate 2 dementia units into 1, which meant that symptomatic and COVID-positive residents were placed within feet of asymptomatic residents, exposing those residents further to the virus. To think about this now, knowing how contagious and deadly this virus is and continues to be, is most disturbing, and the alleged details are even worse. Walsh and Clinton were responsible for the decision to combine 42 veterans, some COVID positive and others not even showing any symptoms of COVID, into a single unit that usually accommodates 25 beds. As part of this consolidation, the home decided to put 6 or 7 veterans in rooms that were meant to hold only 4 people. And because there wasn't enough space in these overcrowded rooms for all the veterans, the home placed 9 beds in a dining room. Some of the residents in the dining room had symptoms of COVID-19, some did not. The beds of these veterans in the dining room were just a few feet apart from each other and next to the room where confirmed positive residents were located. And residents in the unit were mingling together regardless of their COVID-19 status. We allege that this never should have happened. It never should have happened from an infection control standpoint. This is a decision that put veterans who were asymptomatic at greater risk of contracting COVID-19 and at a higher risk of death. And today, we allege that those reckless actions warrant criminal charges against Bennett Walsh and David Clinton. Yesterday afternoon, a grand jury returned indictments against Walsh and Clinton for causing or permitting serious bodily injury or neglect of an elder during the COVID-19 outbreak. Each defendant is facing 10 counts total. 5 counts for the criminal neglect charge and 5 counts for the serious bodily injury charge. They will be arraigned on these charges in Hamden Superior Court at a later date. And while this criminal indictment cannot bring back their loved ones, I do hope, sincerely, that it provides those affected by this tragedy some solace that we are doing everything we can to hold accountable the individuals we believe are responsible here.